Let's get right to the point. Drones and drone services are here to stay, and they are indeed revolutionizing global industries, whether it's transport, aviation, construction, humanitarian causes. In truth, drones and drone services are not just transforming industries, but they're transforming the world we live in and how we all go about our daily lives. And to be quite frank, there's one company in particular that is tying itself to redefining how humanity moves its goods and freight. And that company is Aeros, a global leader in designing, manufacturing, FAA certifying, and delivering the most advanced airships and aerostats in modern history to the globe. And today, we're lucky enough to have a conversation with the CEO of Aeros Corporation, an American aviation entrepreneur and visionary, Igor Pasternak, who joined me to discuss what Aeros is all about right here at the New York Stock Exchange.
We airship manufacturer, we blimp makers, and with history of 30 years, everyone considers us the most successful manufacturer all entire world over the last decades. We only second company in the world who producing type certified airships. We only one company in the United States who got FAA type certification and able to produce the airships. Your average airship company.
Now, Igor's Journey is one for the record books, the American dream by definition. So I had to ask Igor just to share a little bit about his journey and what the next evolution is, what the next steps are, and not only himself, his journey, but for the Aeros Corporation.
It's typical journey. There's no another option, right? But in reality, like I born in Soviet Union. I grew up in Ukraine, Soviet Ukraine, and I was one of the lucky ones who was able, on the base of my Jewish background, was accepted and immigrated to the United States, and it was basically a gift in my life, because it's only the place where I was able to do what I wanted to do. It's the United States, and here I am, typical way from Ukraine to Wall Street. Right, we built airships, right? We built airships for years and decades. But finally, when we recognized the shift in overall logistics as a result of e-commerce growing, online shopping, as a result of we start moving more product, not the material between countries, the problem on the boards, the bottleneck of logistics, we realize is the time when we already built airship. Now we need to build industry of delivery. And of course, as considering the way forward, we're talking about scaling. We're going to scale, right? Not the development is done, the airship is there, can do what advertise very well. But now you need to multiply. You need to build a lot of airships. And of course, one of the logical paths, what we're considering, it's go to the public and ask public to help us to change the world.
So Igor is leading Aeros, in his own words, on a path to change the world with the help of the public. The real question now has to be, what makes Aeros stand out from its competitors? What makes the Aeros brand the go-to company for the future of moving goods and freight? And for that answer, we go right back to Igor.
The Federal Aviation Administration. Because you can have the best technology, you can have the best product, best aircraft, the best drone, but it doesn't mean it's commercial product until regulator who responsible for public safety, no one wanna see something dropping on your head, right? The last one, saying it's okay, certifying your product. And only after this, whenever you're saying it's reasonable, you comply with safety requirements, the public will be protecting public interest of the safety, yes, go do it. The drone delivery is dream story for last 10 years, right? Jeff Bezos of Amazon, more than 10 years, he was kind of saying, hey, this is the way of the future. He was absolutely right. And it's way of the future, because drone allowed to you receive your package in 2 hours, 1 hour, as you want, without creating the traffic, all this conjunction, etc., right? And directly to your hands. But problem is, because our safety in aviation built on the principle pilot see pilot. Right now, imagine if you drone pilot, you're not sitting on the drone, and if you're in the city and your drone flying, you don't see your drone either. It's not just pilot don't see pilot, now pilot don't see his aircraft. This kind of simple way of addressing. We was coming to FAA, and because we done number of the certification with the FAA, I believe that we very well understanding FAA, they train us, and I was like, how about this way? I grab my cargo airship, and I make my cargo airship as flying warehouse. I got the drones on my airship. I got the drone pilot on my airship, and now with all this parcel, 5,000 parcel, whatever, I arrive over the some very populated area, and my drones just flying ups and down. They're not flying away. And pilot of our drone sitting in an airship, and he can see this drone all the time. Basically, what is make different, we find the way how implement drone delivery in regulatory, in safe way for public. This is what make us. It's hard for us to compete with delivery in urban area, right? Because they're big distance, completely different story. But when you're coming to Brooklyn, Manhattan, Los Angeles, where the real concentration of the consumers, right? They all sitting here, right? And if average American, for every American, it's about 7 parcels a year, you can imagine.
So let's talk about delivery. Drones are being tested and used for delivery for everything and anything, whether it's packages from retailers, medications, and even pizzas. Drone deliveries are becoming more standard across the globe. But Aeros, I wanted to know not only what exactly are they delivering, but in what way are they delivering that's shaping the future? And here's the CEO with that answer.
Not the pizza, because yeah, it's in logistics. It's 3 sections of the delivery, right? It's last mile. Last mile is basically what UPS van or Amazon van doing, right? This is the drone. It's whatever you're buying on Amazon, online, this is what is delivery, right? The pizza is local, because pizza store supposed to be in your community, there's nothing to do with Airship, right? But everything what's coming from fulfillment center, large warehouse, this is what the delivery. For you as consumer or you as business who receiving, small business, large business, receiving a lot of packages. This is the last mile. The next is called middle mile. Imagine, if last mile is about packages, middle mile, it's about pallets. It's what we're moving from warehouse to warehouse, from warehouse to retail store, and so on. This is the middle mile. In middle mile, it's the same concept. On the Airship bigger, it's Airship 66 ton versus 10 ton on the last mile. And it's same drones, but it's bigger drones, right? To delivery versus packages, the pallets. And there's first mile. First mile is what moving by ships or by cargo airplanes from overseas. This airship is 250 ton. Can you imagine, yeah? You basically can pick up from the factory somewhere overseas and drop it at the distribution warehouse in the United States or opposite. You're avoiding all this line of chain, supply chain. You're basically breaking supply chain. It's giving you freedom. I want to move this today with speed of the air at cost of the ground transportation. Now we can do this. Think about this. Everywhere, think. In our life, it's delivery. Doesn't matter what we're doing, right? We're eating, we're building a refrigerator, disaster happen. It's all about delivery. And when you're looking, and again, with global warming, it's no longer a question if disaster will strike. We already experienced this. Disaster will strike, and they strike much more often, right? It's the question becoming, when we're talking about resilience, us as mankind, to the disruption, what we're going to see, is how fast we're recovering from disruption. And what happened in disruption? No roads, no ports, no airports. You need to save their lives, you need delivery to people, food, shelters, medicine, and you need to recovery. recovery before you rebuild the infrastructure. I mean, we don't, Puerto Rico, we don't need to go far away. How many years? It's still in recovery because we cannot deliver what we need to deliver. We're changing this. We're affecting every person's life in this world. With economy or with response in disaster situation, but it's not just disrupting. We're erasing old way and replacing with new way.
And one now has to ask, what does the future hold for Aeros? And for that answer, of course, we go right back to Igor.
Tomorrow is the flying warehouse and last mile delivery, right? The drones delivering packages. It's 10 ton, 5,000 packages per flight. Each ship can do all the way to 10 flights a day. Right? It's a lot of packages. We're providing not just cost, because we're able to achieve amazing. We're able to achieve $3 per parcel of delivery. What is a miracle, right? It's kind of start talking about bottle of Coca-Cola 50 cents. Right? It's about something what is really from the past. But it's today, it's reality. Next one, we're coming to middle mile. It's 66 ton, the parcel moving, followed by 250 ton, it's first mile. Now it's transatlantic, trans-Pacific. But think, in addition to everything, right? Whatever way, means of transportation, trucks, airplanes, rails, it's always designing for heavy loads. Because when we create the existing infrastructure, it was about moving not the product, move the materials. They all designed for weight. And you're running out of the space in the truck much faster than you're running out of the weight what truck can carry, right? It's because everything becomes lighter. It's what we're moving now. In airship, it's only one means of transportation. When you will run out of the weight much before running out of the space, because space is unlimited. You're changing everything in our understanding. You're removing the trucks. You're removing the rail. It sounds a little bit fantastic, but it's not the fantastic. Because if some of us remember, before cell phones was fax machine. Anyone know what is fax machine now? Welcome to the future. It's in the end, it's all about this. In the end, about 8 billion people around the world, and very special people, 330 million in the United States. It's all about this. Because we as mankind, we need progress. We need more freedom. We need to achieve what we was never not able to achieve yesterday. It's all about how we live. Logistics is just supporting our lifestyle or limited our lifestyle. If we overcome this problem with logistics, we can achieve much better lifestyle. It's all about